A once-in-a-lifetime change is happening on the Minnesota State Fairgrounds right now, and you might not even know about it yet. What's going on? The 75-year-old Lee Rose Warner Coliseum is getting its first major facelift ever. Today, I'll take you inside to take a closer look at the past, present, and future of this historic State Fair landmark. So let's start with what's happening right now. This renovation is a multi-year project estimated to cost more than $20 million. The goal is simple but important. Make sure this building can keep hosting livestock shows and year-round events for generations to come. One of the biggest parts of this overhaul is the roof. Because of the Coliseum's size, both inside and out, this alone has taken months of steady construction. While the roof is in progress, crews are also tackling upgrades to the building's mechanical, electrical systems, plus reformatting the layout to suit today's needs, all of which can only happen during this kind of major project. And this required closing the Coliseum, which wasn't a quick or easy decision. The building is used well beyond the state fair. Horse shows, livestock events, and all kinds of indoor activities fill the space throughout the year. So shutting it down meant putting a lot of those events on pause. But after working with engineers and contractors, the fair determined that the safest and most efficient way to get everything done was to temporarily close the building from April 1st, 2025 through spring of 2026. And that's a big deal. This is the first extended closure in its entire 75-year history. But before we get deeper into the renovation, let's take a step back for a little history. The Minnesota State Fair has been around since 1855, before Minnesota was even a state. The very first territorial fair was created to promote agriculture in the region. The fair moved around for a while, but in 1885 it finally settled on its current location in St. Paul. Once the grounds became permanent, the historic buildings started to follow. The Coliseum we know today actually wasn't the first structure on this spot. In 1906, the original hippodrome was built for livestock exhibits. Then, during World War II, the federal government used much of the fairgrounds as an airplane propeller plant, and the hippodrome was converted into a rolling shop and tool room. By the time the war ended, the building had changed so much that restoring it just wasn't possible. It was torn down and a new hippodrome was built, opening in 1951. That project was the last time a state fair building received any government funding. Since then, the fair has been financially self-supported, meaning the funds raised from admission tickets, food purchases, merchandise booth fees, sponsorships, and more help maintain and improve the fairgrounds every year. And this building's purpose has evolved over time too. In 1975, the Hippodrome became known as the Coliseum, and an off-season ice rink was opened. For nearly 50 years, hockey teams played here every single winter. But as the cost of maintaining the aging ice equipment increased and usage dropped, the rink was ultimately closed. All right, enough talk. Let's head inside. Safety first. Today, the Coliseum remains the centerpiece of youth and open-class livestock and horse shows, as well as countless year-round events. It even has a full-time dedicated team of staff that care for this giant hub of activity. Right now, the renovation has reached its halfway mark. As you can see, the interior looks almost unrecognizable. So far, crews have completed the new roof, improved accessibility with updated ramps and seating, and removed all of the arena's original seats to get ready for railings and new widened aisles. With the interior demolition done, next up is the construction of the expanded restrooms, a meeting room, new offices, and renovated entryways, not to mention upgraded mechanical and electrical work, lighting, and new paint throughout. Speaking of seats, new ones are on their way, designed to be more comfortable and accessible for today's visitors. And there's a meaningful piece to this update. Through the Minnesota State Fair Foundation, donors can personalize nameplates on selected seats in honor of memories and people connected to this building over the last 75 years. When the Coliseum reopens for the 2026 State Fair, visitors will be able to celebrate these memories throughout this whole space. This is a major transformation, but one that preserves the spirit of a building that so many people care about. And I can't wait to see what it looks like when the doors open again.